Welcome back, everybody. This is Spectral Force with Redemption HQ, joined with Brobarian and Robert D. Welcome to our first episode of Season 2, a special Season 2 initial episode as Origins starts tomorrow, June 17th. Today is June 16th, Tuesday, and we are back. We apologize for the long delay. It's been a 6-month-ish hiatus, but we've had scheduling issues, just like life, just like when you sit down and try and schedule your game and, "Oh, I can't make it that day. I can't make it that day." Well, things have been happening in our personal lives that have kept us from being able to record. But we're back. At least for today, we're going to figure out our schedule moving forward. But today's episode, we are going to talk about how to become an E.G.O GM. We're going to talk about the latest news, and we're going to talk about Origins, not necessarily in that order. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Robarian and Robert D.
Yo. Hi, everybody, and welcome back. So let's go ahead and kick off the news here with everything that's going on with Everyday Heroes by talking about what's going on the Discord and everything that's happening. We want to welcome the newest crew member to Everyday Heroes and Evil Genius Games. We've got Miss Christy Baum. She is the local convention manager, and she's been kind of a troubleshooter for some of helping customers out and helping them locate where they're any downloads or helping with Kickstarter and answering questions. She took the place of
Haley.
Haley. Yep.
Yeah, Haley
And
moved
Christy's
on
doing a
to
great job.
bigger and better
Really.
things. But yes, Christy has been doing a phenomenal job.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, she helped me out really, really well, trying to help me recover a missing copy of my the Crow Foresight Folly. She helped me get a new one because I was using it through the website, and I guess like something happened and I couldn't recover it. So she helped me get a new version on Drive Through RPG, which was great. Man, I would love to. There's a side story to that, and I'll save it. We'll try to keep the show positive and rolling.
Yeah.
But I got a great story attached to that.
You
So
mentioned the
aside
Crow, not to cut you off.
Yeah, go ahead.
But I will be attending Origins this year. I'm running a few events. We'll touch on later. But I have a second copy of The Crow that I will take with me if anybody is looking to purchase it. I inadvertently bought a second copy, didn't realize I had the copy because, my memory is, succumbing to old age a little bit. So I will be bringing that. If anybody's interested that hears this, you can find me. And I'll talk a little bit more about my origin schedule when we get to that portion of the show. And then we can get back to the news.
Speaking of buying, actually, real quick, on Amazon right now,
do you want a
you
gram?
can
I got a
get
gram.
copies of Universal Soldier for $9.99 on Amazon right now. Limited.
Okay.
There's only like
Robert D is pulling up Amazon right now.
I literally have my phone in my hand.
Several copies left, so jump on it right now. Jump
says
on
Universal
it. Don't
Soldier
wait.
Everyday
Get on
Heroes?
it.
Jump on it. Jump on it. As you mentioned, the Universal Soldier,
Yeah.
last year we had the collector's edition that was on Amazon for $14.99.
Yeah.
I bought a couple of them, for, just in case I needed extra books at the table or whatnot.
Yeah. Yeah, that sale was great because I got a copy for myself. I got the deluxe version, and the copy that I got from the Kickstarter, I ended up giving it to a friend of mine and his family so that way they could play and just kind of keep the ball rolling. So yeah, get some, give some,
Exactly.
And speaking of another thing, sorry to cut this, and more sales, the website is currently holding a sale on the bundle. And last time I checked, so it says it's 20%, but in reality, it's actually at 50%. So you can get the core rule book, you can get the vault and the screen, the GM screen, for like $50 right now. Yeah, seriously, go.
That's a steal.
Dude.
Literally, my goodness.
Dude,
Dave is being held up at gunpoint right now for this. I'm sure Dave will be happy that we're back. I'm going to see him Wednesday night, but I'll bring that up more in the Origins. What other news do we have floating around?
There was a post on Facebook about 2 days ago with a little excerpt from the official everyday Arcana setting, which indicates that that's going down the pipeline. And there was a mention on the Discord that the Intergalactic Heroes stuff is very close to completion in terms of writing. But now they're working on the art, and that a Kickstarter should be in the future.
I believe the Kickstarter is going to be later this year around the holidays because I directly asked
Q4,
Dave.
I think.
Yeah, I directly asked Dave like what the what the timeline was for stuff, and I'm pretty sure he said it was like Q4 for Intergalactic Heroes, but I think it's closer to the end of Q4.
Very exciting.
Yeah, sorry, I'm mistaken. I guess they had a weekend sale. It's back up to 100. So sorry, guys.
Wow.
But it's still $100.
Well, the core rulebook itself is 60. It's 50 for the vault and 20 for the screen.
Yeah,
So that's normally 130. So you're still saving $30 and then a little bit of shipping. Maybe they'll run that promo at the Origins. I don't know.
that'd be perfect.
Maybe I'll talk Dave into it. Let's see. What else do we have coming up? We have the Armory, right?
Yes, we have the completed version of the Armory available right now on PDF, but we're still waiting for the printed copies, correct?
Yeah, I think they are in transit to the US for distribution. I think that's where we're at. I'm not 100% certain, but I think that's where we're at.
So too.
And then we
any
have
word on when those PDFs will be available on Kickstarter? Not Kickstarter, but back Sidekick? Wrong kick.
that they haven't said yet. It'll probably take a little while to get them converted over to the digital format for Sidekick.
Makes sense.
But if you have a subscription to Sidekick, the paid, not the free, Armory is included.
Well, that's cool.
Ooh, nifty, gifty.
Since we mentioned Kickstarter a little bit, I want to go off topic because, guys, that's my favorite thing to do. There was a Kickstarter for the game The Division for a tabletop RPG, which I backed because Kickstarter now lets you pay in payments. I think if it's over a certain amount. And I'm thankful for that because I did that with Thundercats. But I'm looking forward to that as well. I enjoyed The Division the first time around on the PC, and I think it would definitely make a nice tabletop RPG. Let's see. So we talked about the Armory. PDF is out, so you can buy the PDF. And then we have Return of the Living Dead, which now I do believe, and I could be mistaken, so don't take this as written in stone, but if you back both items, I think they are doing one shipment of the Armory and Return of the Living Dead together.
Nice.
Great.
So, I mean, I really wish they had them done already so I could pester Dave to pick mine up in person in a couple days because I want the meow, but I have to be patient like everybody else.
Yeah. Now, there's one question I have is that because so we learned that the license to Kong Skull Island has now passed.
I do believe all of them, Pacific Rim has passed as well.
Yeah. And so they said that they're not going to put the Monster Codex stuff and the adventure stuff. They're not going to put that up for sale because they can't. Now, did they say that they were going to take those to conventions and
well, they would be
Okay.
under the same agreement. So if they don't have the license, they cannot actually sell the product. So I don't know if they ordered more than the Kickstarter. But if you were a retail establishment that ordered it through the Kickstarter, they'll probably get those and they'll probably be able to sell them. But if the license expired, then as to my general knowledge about licensing works, that they would no longer be allowed to sell them.
Yeah, I missed the chance to get the Skull Island stuff, and that's what I want. That's what I really want.
I'm sure
to go through and review it, but
that doesn't say they might not have an extra copy or two.
Mm-hmm. Especially for review.
Right. I will. Are you looking for physical or are you looking for PDF?
Either or. I mean, great to have it on my shelf, but it's not entirely necessary. As long as I can read it, review it, that's what's
I'm going to tell you right now, send me a message on Discord tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be a very long day for me. I will be getting up at 2:30 to leave for 4 o'clock to head out to Origins. But I will be able to make contact with Dave So I will be able to ask him if you remind me.
Sorry, I just
Do
realized
we
my
do
microphone
we
is muted.
do we have any more news going on?
That's the big stuff that I can recall.
So we were discussing about Origins coming up, and you're going to be heading out there, and I've expressed this privately, but now I'm going to say it openly. My area, we don't have any E.G.O games. We don't have any, like, there's nothing going on around here. So I was curious, what does it take to become an E.G.O GM? And I know that you have done it numerous times, as you said, and you've been doing it for quite some time.
I've been doing it for 2 years. Actually, over 2 years at this point. I started back in March of 2024 with running E.G.O Game. So you can go to evilgeniusgames.com. There is a form on there that you fill out, and that will go to Curtis, who is in charge of the E.G.O portion of Everyday Hero. So you fill out the form and they review it. And then I haven't heard of anybody being denied yet, but you fill out the form, you get approved. You get a role on the Discord. It also depends on what level you would like to volunteer at. They just changed the names on these maybe like either 6 to 8 months ago, and I don't remember what the hierarchy is. But the basic, you could just be a basic level, first level GM, and you just set up, run a game wherever you can. If you go to the next level above that, which is the level I'm at, you would be in charge of 3 stores and potentially multiple GMs.
Oh, cool.
Now, I was the first one to have 2 stores. Unfortunately, one of them is now closed, but I was the first one who had 2 stores under them. I'm sorry, I just hear a lot of background noise. So, once you sign up, you get approved. You get a new role on the Discord, and then from there, you just find a game store to try and run games at. Now, if you're at my level, you get the E.G.O Adventures for free as a benefit. So if you have GMs underneath you, you can download them, you can print them, and give them to your GMs.
Okay,
You schedule the games through the dispatch app. And any other particular questions? That's like the basics.
so when the players come, do they also have to have like a sidekick account or an E.G.O account or anything like that? How do they keep track of the characters?
Robert's mic is open. That's the background noise I'm hearing. There we go.
I literally had my microphone turned off at my headset, though. I just turned it back on to respond.
No, I don't know. I just saw it going and going and going. Apparently,
Mystery.
your microphone is picking up your speakers.
I'm on my headphones. My speakers aren't on.
Well, it's picking up me and it's picking up Bro talking, which is weird. Maybe you don't
Never
have
had
the
that
good
happen before.
noise canceling stuff. You're working at that new job. Show out for some better headphones. No, I'm just messing with you. So yes, you need to sign up on Dispatch. You need to have a Dispatch account. Everything is electronic. They don't do paper records, and I've expressed my displeasure in this from the get-go because I have an older player in my first group who does not use the internet. So I'm not able to get him signed up. Now we've gotten that taken care of. When Eric Nelson was in charge, I talked to the gentleman's wife, and she now signs him up for the games when they're available. But he's 70 years old, and he's just not good with the internet. So there's no paper copies like PFS uses or Adventure League or Shadowrun Missions. If I see Curtis, I'm going to beat his ear about that, especially for conventions. But yeah, you need to sign up on Dispatch, and it's free. Once you sign up on Dispatch, you add your character, and it doesn't ask you for like all the character information. It asks you the name and the hero type. So my character, it might ask you for class. So I think it asks for class. So my character, which I actually get to play for the first time ever at Origin, I get to play the first 2 episodes of season 2.
Awesome.
I have, my character Rhythm, level 5, will actually get to play.
Nice.
And he is an agile hero and an everyday hero. So he is a custom build, which is valid in the E.G.O world. So
Yeah, speaking of that, when it comes to ego, there are limits on what classes, combinations, and feats, right? There's like certain things are approved and some things are not approved, right?
Right.
Correct.
Curtis is going through everything, and it's taking a little bit of time, but he is approving a good bit that makes sense. So everything in the core rulebook is valid. The vault is valid except for your mutants, your cyborgs, your extraordinary stuff is not playable.
Makes
So
sense.
you can't be an immortal. I'm sorry. Believe me, if I could, I would have been, but you cannot. So all the mini settings, everyday 20s, the cyberpunk setting, the all those, not everything will be usable, but there is a list on the Discord via Google Drive that shows you what's valid at the current time. So as new products come out, new things get approved, but not everything makes sense. So not everything will be approved.
Okay.
There are also benefits to
I wonder if they'll.
running. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I wonder if they'll ever meta league. If they've got one that's standardized, maybe they'll come out with something more for the meta stuff. The magic and the cyborgs and the mutants and things. Just make a
I, I'm
separate
I'm
set for 'em.
well, we'll see what happens when more products get released, like Everyday Arcana. What they might need to do, especially for like intergalactic heroes, if they want to include that, is have an offshoot from the main story arc. That's something Curtis will have to decide, and that's something we can get him on the show at some point, and we can ask him that. So
Good plan.
we can put him under the bright hot spotlights of the podcast. They'd be like, answer our questions, Curtis. Also, when you run games as a E.G.O GM, you get points that will eventually be able to use to garner products, maybe some in-game things.
Mhm.
Like within the E.G.O games, you sign your character up. So if you have a character, you're going to run something. You assign your character through dispatch as if he was playing, and the character gets the benefits of the adventure as well. So now, if you've already run something, the same character can't benefit from the same adventure twice.
Makes
So,
sense.
you can't get double the rewards or this or that. That's how my character's 5th level and I've yet to play.
Yeah, and yeah, because I saw that there's a league ego leaderboard. We have a Brandon Webb who has completed 39. He's the top winner. Jared Thaller who did 38, and Christy Baum who's done 31. Those are the amount of games that they've ran. Correct?
Yes, that would be the number of sessions they ran. So I am actually running some stuff at Origins. Well, at least I'm scheduled to. A couple of the games don't have any tickets sold yet, so we'll see what happens with that. If my game doesn't go off and I'm not needed, I think I might just go down to the booth with Dave and Eric, who's going to be there, and just hang out there. And if they need a potty break or a food break or something, I can hang out during that time frame for a little bit and help out at the booth, because I did that at PAX 2024, PAX Unplugged 2024.
Nice.
So
Good teamwork there. Good team player.
yeah. So at which point I'll get to bend Eric's ear a little bit, because he will be writing the lore for Everyday Heroes and the E.G.O world. So if you guys don't have a character already, make sure you make one, because I've talked to Eric and he is willing to make our characters as part of the lore.
Nice.
So
Nice.
I do have a secondary character that I haven't played yet, but I'm using the secondary character to gain the benefits of what I'm running for the second group.
Mhm.
So my primary character is Rhythm, an everyday hero, as the class, who's an agile hero. My other character is Root, who is a smart hero who's a computer hacker. She is early 20s, and I actually got to put her down on paper, but I haven't yet. I have an image for her that a friend of mine helped me refine through using AI, and I know there's people out there who don't like AI, but I can't afford an artist, so y'all can bite me.
Yeah. Yeah, speaking on the topic of AI, I know that's a that's been particularly touchy with a lot of the evil genius game folks, and in some senses I get it. Like I know no one wants to buy AI written stuff or artwork stuff, but I'm not so anti AI. Like I like it when players can use it. If you want to make like a quick map or something, you can do that, or if Dave Scott is interested in using AI,
No, no,
and
no. There
keep
was
it on the
already
administrative side. Keep it out of the
there's
books, but do
there's already
something.
AI gate.
You
Dave's not
know,
going to touch the AI.
yeah,
Now, as a non-employee, I use it for my own personal use for like the image creation. I self-host that on my own computer.
yeah,
So now, if I was actually going to put out a product that
mhm,
required art, if I had, I would try not to use AI for that. Like I have map making software that is not AI that I would make. I would personally go make the maps. Now, if they're
mhm.
not good, I'm sorry, I might not be a good artist. You know, it's just how it is.
Okay.
I would rather not have art in the adventure and that's AI generated. I'd rather not have it, for my own personal characters and stuff like that. I'm fine with it. For business purposes, I understand it. I don't want to take jobs away from an artist. Like I had an
Absolutely.
artist over in the UK make an image of my Shadowrun character for 5e. I think I paid her, I don't know, she was doing commission, so it wasn't the normal price. I think I ended up paying her like maybe £80, whatever the conversion is. That's like close to like 100 USD, which I think is. So, for my own personal character images, y'all can bite me. But like I said, I'm not gonna, I'd rather not include artwork in like an adventure module if I was going to do it and publish it to not, I wouldn't want to use AI. I would, yeah, if I had the money, I'd rather use an actual artist.
I hear you.
That's how they make a living, and I totally get that.
Absolutely. It's good to support the creatives.
It is. Let's see. Any other particular ego questions? Because I know before we started broadcasting, you said you were interested in, doing it. So, obviously I'm available to you whenever, via Discord, but some people might have these questions as well.
Yeah, and I know it sometimes location, location, location. That's one of the other things too. Are they very adherent to like where you play? Is there, do they have a pre-approved list of places where you can play, or is this just you can submit it and then they can verify its existence and everything like that?
So when I started running and Eric was in charge, now Curtis, I sent him where I was running. So I said, "Hey, I'm running at the Complete Strategist. Here's the address, here's the information, here's the phone number if you want to talk to the manager or whatever." And I don't know, I don't think they ever called. I don't know. I never asked. But they added it to the list. So when I go to schedule my ego game, I start typing and then options pop up if it's something similar that I click as the location. Now, you can run ego games for your friends at your house or their house if you'd like to. You just listed it there as a non-public event or something like that. But yeah, if you have your local game store that you're going to start running at, you check dispatch, see if it's in there. If it's not in there, then you would contact Curtis and say, "Hey, listen, I'm going to start running Eagle games at this location. What information do you need from me?" And usually it's the name, it's the address, probably the phone number, and I think that's usually it. And then like, they might, Curtis might ask like, "Hey, do you need, would you like us to get in contact, maybe about marketing stuff or this and that?" And, you could talk to the manager at the store and ask them if they'd be interested in that. Um, so that's that for that.
I kind of wondered. I mean, I wonder if they'll ever maybe do an incentive program for stores to encourage more ego play. Um, I don't know if they do already, but I wonder if that's an option that they might consider down the line. Maybe send the store a hat or something and say like, "Hey, whenever somebody runs it, like give this to the GM or something like that. I know GMs do get free swag, but the more you run, they'll send you stuff, correct?
So at the convention, they do this for conventions. They didn't necessarily do it for me for running at a local game store. Now, the few of us, Haley was kind enough with Dave's authorization to send us a little bit of swag for doing the podcast and stuff like that. So when you run at a convention, I don't know if it's by how many. I think it's by how many days. So if you're running multiple days, I think they give you like multiple shirts that says like Evil GM.
That's my memory of it. Yeah.
I'm running. So I'm signed up to run Wednesday night from 5 to 7. I have one slot open. It's an intro, a 2-hour intro to Everyday Heroes, called Running Out of Gas or Out of Gas. Then on Thursday from 2 to 6, no one signed up yet. I think that is E.G.O assignment season 1 episode 4. And then there's a special convention one Friday from 2 to 6 that I don't have anybody signed up currently for. But that's supposed to be a multi-table thing. And then I believe they're running the Highlander one again that they did at Origins last year. So
I'm jealous.
a big event. Yeah, but last year Adrian Paul was there. He's not there this year. So I think they're
True,
running
but
that again. But
still wish I was there.
yeah, I didn't sign up to run that. I go out to Origins to play, but I figured I'm going out. I could run a few events because I did run some Everyday Heroes last year when Evil Genius wasn't in attendance under my friends group that I'm a part of. So I ran some last year and I signed up to run 3 this year. One has one spot left. The others are untouched as of this point. So we'll see, if that changes for late people that signed up and stuff. So right now I'm running Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but we'll see how that goes.
Well, I mean, I'm good luck to you. I hope you get some people to sign up, or maybe open you up so you can go hang out at the booth and go or get the chance to go play on somebody else's table for a little bit and actually get to enjoy throwing the dice and playing out the game rather than having to crunch all the numbers and make all the decide all the rules.
Well, like I said, I'm signed up for E.G.O Season 2 1 and Season 2 2. So the first and second assignments I'm signed up for, so I will get to play those. But I do have other scheduled games.
And Origins is the introduction to Season 2, correct? Like this
Yes.
weekend's going to be thus the launch of it.
Yes. The first two assignments. And because I've been putting pressure like, hey, we need more than like 9 assignments, which was season 1, and then there was 3 plot points which were like 2 hours each. So I'm like, well, that's really not enough for a year if you're going to wait from Origins to release material. We need, I can't run 1 2-hour event and expect people to show up at a non-convention. So I'm very big on the 3 to 4 hour assignments because people will show up for a 4-hour session. If I'm running the plot points, I will try and do 2 in that same 4-hour period. So
yeah. So in terms of the Origins convention, you've done multiple conventions for Everyday Hero. What's some of the things that people can do to prep for the game, prep for the conventions, things like that? Like where things you would recommend people do before they hit the table?
if you already have your E.G.O character, then, make sure you bring them and don't forget them. If you don't, I would sign up if they have it, sign up for a character creation and maybe an intro event just so you get your feet wet. Like I said, the one I'm running Wednesday from 5 to 7 is an intro to Everyday Heroes. It's a little 2-hour, 2-hour session. So that's a good way to like learn to play. It's based on the 5e rule set. So if you're familiar with, any 5e rule set, then you'll have a general idea of how to play. It's very easy to transition from one game to another with the 5e rule set. I will, as long as I'm around and I have free time and I'm not, scheduled to play something, I'm always willing to answer questions in person. I will have some character sheets with me because I normally just keep some anyway in case you need one. I do have the ones printed that were made by Sig Trent, a former employee of Evil Genius, now who's gone out on his own, but still makes content under the content license. So he is one of the game developers from the original Kickstarter. He's the one who did Highlander. I think he did Pacific Rim as well, worked on the Vault. So Sig just has ventured out on his own to be able to open himself up to other projects as well. I don't know if he'll be in attendance, but I know Dave is going to be there. Christy and Curtis will be there because they live in Columbus. Eric is going to be there, so I actually get to meet Eric. And then Eric, Brian CP Steele, he's going to be there as well. So
Awesome.
And I know, Robert D., you met Brian when we were at PAX together, when the mysterious fourth member of the podcast has since, disappeared off the face of the planet with the lost interview from PAX 2024.
Yes, I recall.
So we had a nice, about a half-hour long interview with Brian that, Harlan has, but we haven't seen him. So hopefully he's well. I haven't seen him online or anything.
He's the leprechaun that took off with the gold. But
He is,
we'll
but
get another try. If you guys are, I mean, if you got the time and you can pin one of these guys down and wrestle them and stick a microphone in their mouth to have them mumble enough answers.
Brian is a pretty hefty dude, and I am no longer a hefty dude. I am not wrestling Brian anywhere. I mean, at one point I was 273 pounds. I was, back in my younger days, I was playing pickup football with D1 and D2 college level players. So, I've grown up against some good players. I am not wrestling Brian anywhere, but he's a giant teddy bear, so I wouldn't need to.
Well, hey,
he likes to talk.
I mean, the snow speeder took down an AT-AT just by wrapping it around the legs, right? And you got thick, right?
Great scene.
Yeah,
which makes you roll really well before you make your attack.
Yeah, I think I was originally, so do we have any more ego questions before I continue?
That's all that I can think of.
Bro, any specific ego questions?
That's about it for me. I know I look forward to, there's plenty more to talk about coming up soon. We have we've got new information about the Everyday Arcana, like Rob was talking about. We also have Sig's own urban magic adventure.
Is that the urban shotgun you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, a shotgun fantasy. And also
fantasy.
the night magics.
Yeah, Rob was talking about it. He's got it. He was reading through it, and he was telling me a little bit about it. So we can always talk about that in the future. We've got, of course, there's the garages in the works too, if I'm not mistaken. I'm looking forward to hearing about that.
I have not heard about the garage being in the works yet. Where that information come from about the garage? Where'd you hear the garage was being worked on? Because I haven't heard that yet.
I've seen there's something on their website about it. And
I don't know if they actually started on it yet or not, because I know they're working on Intergalactic Heroes, and then I think Everyday Arcana is the next one up, and then I think Dave was working on another couple of licenses for some more cinematic adventures, but I haven't heard anything on that yet either. Which I'm going to pin Dave down and I'm going to question him because I'm going to see him. So with that, I want to segue into the origins.
Sure, go ahead.
So as I mentioned, I'm running Evil Genius 5 to 7 out of gas at Origins Wednesday night. However, what I have not mentioned as of yet, because I've been saving it for this section, myself and a friend have worked on our own Everyday Heroes adventure. We still have to get the licensing, so it's not going to be out for publishing yet. So there's a little bit of story behind this. So my buddy was going to be able to go to Origins, and then he has a new job, and then he wasn't going to be able to go. And he had me rearrange, he's like, hey, my game's sold out. Do you think you can take it over? And I had to talk to Christy about it because I was supposed to run something from 7 to 9. I think it was going to be another out of gas. But no one had signed up at the time. And I said, hey, listen, here's my situation. Can I get this freed up? And, she made it happen. If it would go off, we have someone else to cover. So with me, I was going to be running this, and then I reached out to Dave. I said, hey, Dave, me and my buddy wrote this adventure. Technically, it's sold out because we only did it for 5 players, but we have a 6th character if you would like to come play. And he said, absolutely. So, because I was going to be running. Now my things have changed. My buddy is able to go, so he's now going to take back over and run the adventure. So with that. So we're going to have 5 signed up players. We're going to have Dave as the 6th player, and I will be playing a crucial NPC now, since my buddy asked me to rearrange my schedule and decided that, he was now able to make it. So we will have Dave playing in this unpublished adventure. We'll have to get the license, which isn't a big deal. Big deal. I don't know if we talked about it before, but it's $50 for like 10 years. So I mean, that's a
That's
cost
not
of
bad.
no, it's a cost of like $5 a year if you break it down, and if you sell enough, you're going to have that paid off rather quickly. Now, I want to put this out there since Bro is going to have this released tonight. That I think it's Thursday at 5. I'm going to check on tabletop events, but the adventure is called The Isle, and my buddy is running it a second day, which I'm going to double check on tabletop events because there was only one person signed up, and we would like to get more signed up. As soon as I check the attendance here, 10. So other people will be able to, come out and play it if they would like, because I know we would like it to play, like it to go off and people to play. It is an interesting adventure. I have played it in the test play. Okay.
I'm intrigued.
It is event number 6748. It's called The Isle. It is, let's see here, Thursday from 5 to 9, table 3 in Hyatt First Floor, Ohio Center A. So right now, how many are signed up? Let me go back. Let me scroll over. Yep, there are 4 open spots, and we can accommodate out of 5, so we can accommodate a 6th player if it gets sold out. But yeah, it's called The Isle. I don't want to give too much away because I would like people to show up and play it. So
That's fair.
if you have Friday at 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. free, sign up and play. Like I said, there's 4 spots. If you're a walk up, we can accommodate a 6th player. But Dave will be playing in the Wednesday night game, and depending on what he's got going on after that, I might just pin him down and ask him questions. And be like, Dave, you're going on the podcast. This is your interview. But we'll see what happens. So he will be playing in that, which is nice to have the owner of the company playing one of your games.
Very cool.
So as I said before, Origins, I'm supposed to be running Thursday from 2 to 6 p.m., which I believe is assignment season 1 assignment 4. And then there's a special convention one on Friday from 2 to 6. No one has signed up yet, but there's space if anybody's interested in signing up. You can play that game with me, and I'm always open to feedback. Let me know if you enjoyed it, if you didn't, what you did not like. So I'm looking forward. Right now it's Tuesday at 1:29. I will be going to bed in about 5 to 6 hours to get up at 2:30 to leave at 4 to make the trek out to Ohio. But this year I don't have to drive, which is nice. I just want to make sure we get there by our normal time of 11 because I have a 1:00 game of Supernatural I get to play. Yes, last year I played in Supernatural and I got to play the grandfather, which I'm drawing a blank on the character's name, but it was played by
Samuel.
Samuel. Yeah, I got to play Samuel,
Thanks.
who was played by Mitch Pileggi, and I played a very good Samuel. So I'm looking forward to that. That is from 1 to 5, and then I'll be hurrying over to whoever my table is for Out of Gas for Evil Genius. And I know I think it's Thursday, I have a DuckTales game I'm playing. And I got a couple of Cyberpunk Red games I'm playing in. Then I got the 2 E.G.O assignments. And I had a Saturday 1:00 game that was Shadowrun Missions that got canceled somehow. So I guess whoever's running that is no longer able to show up. But, that's pretty much my schedule generically. Like I said, if my games don't go off, I'm going to see if I can wander down to the exhibition hall and hang out at the booth. So,
Okay.
anybody has any game questions or stuff like that, I mean, Dave and Eric will be there, but, you might see me there too. So if you do, come by and say hi.
Sorry. Hopefully, we
Can
didn't
you?
have a hiccup there. If we had a little bit of a hiccup in the stream in the recording, that was on my end for some reason. I got a big notification on my screen. It said, "Hey, we stopped recording," and then it just had to refresh and pick back up. But it sounds like you guys were might have still been going, so I think we might be okay.
Yeah, the clock is still going on for me. It says
Yeah.
46 minutes and some change.
Yeah, I didn't see. I saw your camera like kind of blooped out for a few seconds, but that was it.
Okay, cool. Hopefully we're still good. We didn't lose some of that stuff or everything. So
Yeah, I don't think we did. I think we'll be good.
okay.
All's good, man. All's good.
So I'm a little disappointed, but understand that you guys aren't able to attend Origins this year. But hopefully next year we can all get together. That would be
Yeah, we're
nice.
I know the both of us, we are just inches away from being in a good position that we can make the trip that we can actually make the trip. Like I said, if I can find any of my friends are going, I'm going to ask all my friends if any of them have plans on going. I'm going to see if I can ride down with them at least for one of the days. I would love to go. Because there's a bunch of people I'd like to meet. There's a lot of games I'd like to play, and see what's just happening around there.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't met you in person yet because you were unable to make the PAX 2024. So it would be nice to meet you in person. And then, you can meet the rest of the Evil Genius people.
Who are awesome people.
They are.
Yeah.
The fact that they put up with me just shows how awesome they are. Because I can be a handful. I know I can be a handful.
Yeah, maybe I can finally claim the stuff that Haley was supposed to send me. I'm the only one of the podcast that didn't get anything. Everybody else got the shirts and everything, and I got left out. I got a
Well,
rock. That's what I got. She sent me a rock.
Of all the Charlie Browns in the world, you're the Charlie Browniest. Great reference.
That's all right. We miss Haley. She was good. She was good people.
yes,
But I'm liking
absolutely.
Christy. She's doing great. So
Well, Hallie's still in the Discord. She just doesn't work for Evil Genius anymore. I got to hang out with Hallie at PAX 24 when I hung out at the booth. So,
Nice.
not sure if there's anything else left to discuss.
Just a quick shout out for some of the stuff that's come out on Sidekick recently. The Rockstar Heroes drop was really fun and thematic. There
I
was
didn't
a new
I didn't
character
see that
class.
released.
Oh yeah, it just got released like a day or two ago.
I didn't get
I
an
I
email. What the hell? I'm gonna
well
have to
it
start
it
flogging people.
it did there wasn't an email notification. It just I believe Chris made a post of it in the Discord, and I also check Sidekick more frequently than I probably should.
All right, so I'm buying it right now with one of
It,
my many tickets.
it's got really strong uh like do you guys remember the old we were just talking about this the old rock and roll video game where Jack Black is sort of the roadie that gets transported isekai style into a fantasy metal rock world, Legends of Rock, I think.
I don't
That
remember that one.
this gives strong vibes like the rocker charming hero class. You can literally customize your rocker so that they are like immune to being deafened because they're used to the loud music, or they can set off like sonic disturbances with their instruments because of their they're rock and roll guys. Aha, excellent. So it's a lot of fun. You've got some new professions and backgrounds strongly connected to the rock scene and the rock and roll vibe. A lot of cool stuff. And then, as we mentioned earlier, Zig Trent has put some of his third party content out, and it's Shotgun Fantasy is an isekai supplement where it's everyday heroes, but your everyday hero just got sucked into Narnia or Middle Earth or what have you, or half of the various anime out there, and it's fun. It takes it because I believe Sig mentioned that he made sure not to make this a direct competition to Everyday Arcana because this isn't playing wizards in the streets. This is somebody that happens to get sucked into a fantasy world. But he made sure that the magic system is compatible and uses the same terminology and basic concepts of the magic system that the Evil Genius team was making while he was still on staff. So you still have like auras and the to see how many spells somebody has attached to them, foci for how many spells you can have attached, and the five spheres of magic. that were hinted at and well actually revealed during a number of the Everyday Arcana Facebook posts some years ago. So if you guys are looking for something to scratch the Everyday Arcana itch before that gets going, because I know we still have a little while before we can really focus in on that. Because as we said earlier, Intergalactic Heroes Kickstarter sometime in quarter 4 this year, and when that is done, then we'll be able to get a lot into Everyday Arcana. And there was a post on Facebook with a little snippet, a little excerpt, a little taste of the official setting for Everyday Arcana. So that makes me very excited, and I'm very eager for that to get down the pipeline soon. And I just realized I was nattering on for a couple of minutes there,
That's
but
quite all right.
very excited. And
You're
there's
good.
actually there's a feat in the Shotgun Arcana which is resembling something that I suggested to the team on Discord when Everyday Arcana was still a big focus of conversation. Well, it still is a big focus, but when it was very active at the early days, about a feat that says, hey, you can get as a minor feat, you can get a free cantrip, a free 0 rank spell that you can learn. It's kind of like a variant on the Magic Initiate. So with that actually notated in this third party supplement, I think I might actually have the various tools I need between that and the preview stuff to finally start making finishing my everyday hero character build drafts for the original 6 Avengers from the MCU.
Mm, mm.
Awesome, dude. Awesome.
Like I said, I keep waiting for Everyday Arcana 'cause I want to make my Constantine-esque character.
Please and thank you. Please and thank you.
Yeah, that's I've been Everyday Arcana is like what I've been waiting for. And I think Goober is the lead on that. So I don't know if Goober listens, but if you are, I'm going to start cracking the whip on you, Goober.
And Goober, if you're listening, you can't see because my camera's off, but I'm raising my hand to volunteer if you need any more
Sacrifices.
like well, I won't go that far, but if you need any bug hunters, happy to do it. Love bug hunting.
Let me think if there's anything else. Yeah, the mini settings. Well, this is something we didn't mention. The Vault 2, Volume 2,
I heard rumors.
is going to be all the mini settings. I don't know if they're going to include Return of the Living Dead in that, but I do know that the plan is for all the mini settings. So the Everyday 20s, the Everyday Apocalypse,
That would be awesome to have in a single compile edition. That's so cool.
and it's going to be, in fact, all the monthlies I do believe are going to be is it compiled? All the monthlies I believe are supposed to be released in print for retail stores.
Sweet. Dibs on the Christmas one.
Again, I believe all of them. I don't know if that Christmas one is included. I don't see why it wouldn't be, but I don't know if it's going to be like a compendium of all or whatnot. But I think all the rule portion is going to be in the Vault 2. I think all the adventures are going to be in another publication. I could be wrong, but it's something I'll ask Dave when I see him at Origins.
Now I want to make a Kringlekin a steam engineer, mixing the Victorian drop with the Christmas drop. Candy cane jetpack with cinnamon candy flamethrower.
Interesting.
My brain works in strange ways.
It does. Speaking of interesting, I don't know what you guys think about this. I just had this thought towards the end of our podcast or show or whatever we call this thing. What if there's any Kickstarters we'd like to highlight? Not actually like just EGG, but just Kickstarters we might find interesting, like towards the end, just to give a little bit of variety of like the different projects we're interested in that our audience might be interested as well. What do you guys think about that?
Sounds pretty good. I'm just trying to think if there was anything off the top of my head that's still available. Because I think Thundercats just got pulled. I think they're in pre-order now.
That was the pre-order over, the late pledges.
It might be because I think they've just gone into public printing.
I don't know what
There was a 7th Sea 3rd edition one, but that finished about a month back.
Yeah, my friend actually used to run 7th Sea when he was in college, oh so many years ago, which I never actually got to
Nice.
play. But as soon as I can find what I did with my phone, because I backed on Kickstarter, as I told you guys before we started, the Division is coming to a tabletop RPG. For those of you familiar with the video game, I backed that. That ended, but I don't know if they're doing late pledges. I found my phone, so now I can just pull up my app. and see, because I do a lot of RPG and 3D print stuff. Let me see a profile here.
I know Green. Well, it's not in back, Kickstarter or anything, but Green Ronin has the Valiant Universe Adventures. It's up for pre-order now. It has officially transitioned to being printed, and they're actively collecting that stuff right now. It's on their main website, but you can get digital copies. They're available on Drive-Thru RPG right now, or you can get it. If you get a print copy, you will get digital copy for $5 extra. So it's kind of worth it in total. I have it now. I've been flipping through it, and it's pretty solid. They've got new rules that can help extend the life of your third edition M&M games. There's like hero points, and there's different conditions that they've added. They've added like some more lethal rules on there. So if you want to remove plot armor and then play a more serious game, they have those options too. But outside of that, I mean, I can't think of too many things in terms of role playing games. I don't know about you guys.
So just launched today. There's an indie developer I've mentioned before, name of Broken Rat Games, and he's an indie developer. He's a one-man show. So he has a game called Ghost Ops, which the Ultimate Edition will be out. December is the goal. It might be out sooner. That one's already ended, but you are covert operations team, or you could be SWAT or law enforcement or a joint military task force from different countries. He has a new Kickstarter that just launched today, and it goes for another 13 days. It's called The Ruin Second Edition. Now, The Ruin is set in a post-apocalyptic world, and it's not really about zombies or monsters or aliens, but it's about surviving after an event, after the event. So it's a post-apocalyptic thing. It launched a couple hours ago. Now he is over in the UK. He is about almost 2/3 of the way there. But it's called The Ruin Second Edition. He has his own engine called Ghost Engine, which is based on Fudge. He's doing this for D100 and Savage Worlds. So if any of those appeal to you, I played the first edition. He did it in D100 and he did it in 5e, but I did buy the 5e version. It was good. Let's see. I'll give you the little bit of the story here. The Ruin RPG takes you and your survivors into a world destroyed, a place where survival is a struggle, where every decision you make could be their last, where every encounter could end in death, and every corner could be danger, horror, or salvation. The game is a journey across a blasted land, seeking safety, revenge, loved ones, or just enough food to last another day. The Ruin Second Edition is a fully updated from the original gold bestseller, adding new elements like traveling rules for crossing the wasteland, a classless survivor creation system where who you were and what you did before the fall matters, a new crafting system, and new and more organic combat encounters. The new edition is about survival and will test your decision making and knowledge to keep your survivor alive. So let's see.
Cool.
Yeah, so like I said, he's doing the D100, he's doing the Suede version, and I do believe he's doing his own Ghost engine, which is fudge based. The plus and minus dies. Let's see, let me hit manage and see what the different pledge levels are, because I already went it and at the early bird it's the early bird. It's currently about 41 USD or 30 pounds in GBP. You get the Ruins, your choose your version PDF. You get the Darklands PDF, Wasteland PDF, and print on demand codes, because he does that through Drive-Thru RPG, and all unlocked digital stretch goals. He is also doing off book printing, so if you want that, you can do that as well. And his pledge levels are very reasonable, since he is literally a one-man show. I think his best friend actually does the editing.
Love that.
And he does, he started last week, but every Sunday, 7 p.m. UK time, which is 2 p.m. Eastern, he is on his Discord for like 1 to 2 hours, to talk to people. get input, get feedback, and he's very open to that. So one of the things with Ghost Ops when he had the Kickstarter going, and it might even been a little bit past that, is you could play as a private military contractor as like your group. So I said, hey, what about rules for running your own PMC? Like a player run thing where you can go in depth, a little bit more in depth with like budgets and pay and equipment and stuff like that. So he's actually going to work that into the rules as well. So he's very open to feedback, very open to, constructive criticism and stuff like that. So I back like 99% of his games just because he's an independent guy. It's reasonably priced. And the POD codes you get are at cost through drive-through. So
Whoa.
yeah, he doesn't make anything when you back the Kickstarter for the POD codes.
Respect.
So I just got in one of his other projects he did. It's called Delve Third Edition, which takes place on an island. Like you wash up on an island. You're on a ship, you watch it, you wash up. It's kind of pirate-ish a little bit. So I just got the hardback, and the hardback was like $30. And then I got he has an adventure with it called The Tales of Cragbaron, which I got in softback, and I think that was like 18 or 12. I don't remember offhand, but I just got them in, last week. So if you go to Drive Through RPG and look up Broken Rat Games, you'll find what he has available. And it's most of it's like reasonably priced. It's if you go to a store and you get a new D&D book or you get a new Shadowrun book, you're looking like $50. I think his stuff is usually under that. And like it's print on demand. Softback takes less time than hardback, but usually if I order a softback through drive-through, I usually have it in a couple of weeks because I have that one of the printers they use is on the other side of my state. So it usually, arrives pretty quickly for softbacks. Hardbacks take longer just because, the printing process.
And the binding. Yeah,
Yeah,
I've got I got my first print on demand book through drive-through. It was a Dragonlance book. And I
nerd.
liked it. They do a really good job. It translates really well into from the PDF to the physical, and yeah, they do a really good job with that. So if anybody out there who's ever been on the fence about that kind of thing, take it from us. I like it. I think they do wonderful. It sounds like you agree.
I do. They do a good job. I haven't gotten anything from drive-through to any of their printers because I think they use multiple printers depending where you are in the country to get the product out to you the fastest. I've never had an issue. Like right now, I don't think, yeah. So I've got another from Sneak Attack Press. They usually have some stuff I back. There's like Apocalypse game called Broken Earth for Savage Worlds that I got. And then I got that in hardback, and there was an adventure, Tales from the Great Lakes, as part of the Kickstarter as well. And I got that in softback. And again, you know, was not overly expensive. Like I said, the Delve I think cost me $30 for the hardback and like 18 for the softback. And that might have been the premium hardback. I don't remember without logging into my account to check. And again, those are costs as Broken Rat does. When you back the Kickstarter, the PODs for cost. And then, it's a little bit of shipping. I think it's like $4.50 for me for shipping for the 2 books. So it wasn't, maybe $4.95. It wasn't expensive. A Kickstarter coming, I believe, no, not September 1st. There is for D&D. There is a couple books out there called Griffin Saddlebag. There's Volume 1 and Volume 2 out that are more magic items for D&D. The guy does good work. I don't remember his name offhand, but we live in the same state. September 1st, he is releasing a Kickstarter for Volumes 3 and Volume 4. I think I usually do about $50, and it's a hardback book. He does his isn't print on demand, so it comes from an actual printer. So if you like magic items, you like D&D, the Griffin Saddlebag is something to keep an eye out for. And there's another couple of Kickstarters coming. If you are fans of Transformers, G.I. Joe, or Power Rangers, Renegade is going to be doing second editions of each of those using the 5.5e system rules instead of the Essence rules. and those are coming to Kickstarter somewhat soon. So I saw that in an email because Renegade Con I think was going on last weekend. So that's what I have for right now. You know what? I do have one more. There is one on Kickstarter. It's a 3D print called Container City, which is pretty cool. So it's all like Connex containers and towers and stuff like that. So if you're into 3D printing, I would check that one out as well.
Yeah, I didn't know about that one. That sounds pretty cool though. The Container City. What about you, Rob? Is there anything?
I'm not really a tabletop RPG game, but there is a Wheel of Time board game Kickstarter going on right now. I think it's got 6 days left. I think it's the first and only time there's ever been a board game adaptation for the Wheel of Time books by Robert Jordan. So it looks really good. I'm now that my finances are a little more stable, I'm heavily tempted, especially now, like Spectral said, you can do installment plans on Kickstarter now. So that looks really good. It's not on Kickstarter, but it should be coming up for available sales soon from Brotherwise Games. The Mistborn setting for the Cosmere RPG is getting released sometime this late summer into fall, as I recall. At least the backer stuff's coming out then, and then they should be putting them up for sale on their website sometime by hopefully quarter 4 for all the fans out there.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I mean, I'm still a little bitter that they canceled the TV show. I think it was Real Time that they canceled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Once
had a few issues with the writing and the what they removed slash changed in the adaptation. I thought it felt like they didn't really read the books all that terribly closely.
No, that's what they do. Like, I haven't read the books. I enjoyed the TV show. I was just a little, taken back that, once again, there's a fantasy show I like and it gets canceled. So,
Fair point. Fair point. That always feels bad.
yeah. So I think that's it from me.
that's about it for me.
So, yeah. Anything more from you, Robert?
Well, as far as just my own stuff, I've been making some YouTube videos looking at the basic ideas and systems of a couple of different RPG games. So, and that I actually one of the earlier ones I did was Everyday Heroes a couple of months back when I was in the process of you know job hunting and such.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm still making some videos there. So I've slowed down a little bit since then. But if anyone wants to hear my voice, if you guys think my voice is okay, I do have a YouTube channel. It's just Lord, it's just like at Robert DeBrock 8291 because I am the schmuck that couldn't figure out how to change the name to it. But if it changes, I'll be sure to let you guys know.
Yeah. You should have made it Robert D.
Yeah.
I mean,
This is fair. This is fair. That would have been on brand for our podcast.
yes. Yes.
I'll see what I can do. That might already be taken.
It might. But,
Never
you,
can tell.
you can figure it out. You could do
Mhm.
Robert D. RPGs or,
Or like my voice acting handle is Athos DeVoice, so maybe I'll pop that in there.
yeah, you got something.
Yeah, but that's all I got.
Okay.
And happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Because I think by the time this goes up, it's going to be nearly Father's Day weekend.
Well, Bro says he's going to have it up later tonight after some
Well, in
minor
that case,
editing.
happy early Father's Day.
Yes. Yeah. Today is my dad's birthday. Not that he listens to this, but my dad turned 68 today.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I will be seeing him in July, but I already did text him this morning. So I know he's working today.
Very cool.
But yeah, I think that's this show. I think we went a little bit longer than we usually do, but it's been a while, and that's okay.
Yeah, it's good to catch up.
You can put it in the car while you're driving to Origins or anything else. Just background noise. You can hear us talk about everyday heroes and just bullshit and whatever else.
Well, it's been a long time coming, so there's a lot to talk about. There's
Right.
got
We
a
had to
lot
catch up.
catch up on. So
Exactly. And
if anybody is interested in any more out of me, you can always find me at Atomic Think Tank. I hang out in the Valiant Adventures section. You'll see me writing articles and leaving comments and things like that. You can catch us on the Discord over the Evil Genius Discord. you'll catch us throughout the whole section out there, leaving comments. We're taking a much more proactive stance with this channel, where I've been going and visiting other YouTubers they've made reviews and or have talked about Evil Genius, and just leaving comments and likes. And if I really like what I've been seeing, I've been making sure that I hit the subscribe button on all of them too. So, and we're trying to bring the community a little bit closer together, and trying to bridge some gaps between people, and trying to create networks between players and GMs and YouTubers, content creators, and things like that, and hopefully develop some collaborations further on down the line. So, and if you could,
Sweet.
make sure to hit the like and subscribe. We really do appreciate it. And we know it's especially on YouTube, when you take these kinds of long breaks, man, you get just deranked in anything and notifications. Like, I haven't even got a notification on my own personal YouTube yet about like, I made a post not that long ago and I didn't even see my own post. So we're kind of trying to juice this algorithm a little bit and hopefully get back into the swing of things. So that's about it for me.
All
Who
right,
wants to
then.
take this out?
If you guys don't want to do it, I'll do it.
Go ahead.
Take us home, Spectral.
All right. So, from me, Robert D. and Marion, we thank you for joining us for our first episode of Season 2. I know Dave has been waiting and excited and asked me, when are you guys going to come back? So, we are back, hopefully on a more consistent basis, but we thank you for joining us. Again, happy Father's Day to all you mother bleepers out there. Because if you weren't motherfuckers, then guess what? You won't be fathers. So, happy Baby Daddy Day to you. Join us again for our next episode, when we will figure out what we're going to talk about. But there'll be an update in news, maybe an interview, maybe two. We don't know. We kind of do this by the seat of our pants sometimes. So, thank you for joining us. Thank you for playing Evil Genius. Thank you for being interested. And we will see you next time.